Hi, Tiffany. How are you?
Good morning, Abby. I'm very well, thank you. And you?
Very good. Happy that it is Friday. It's been a long week, but a productive week.
I think so. I feel the same.
Yeah, good. It's been a move the needle kind of week.
Work in the background.
Quietly, doing things behind the scenes. And that, unfortunately, is where 80% of the progress happens, right?
Absolutely. The background work, the ticking off your to-do list, and all
Yes.
those small little things build up, don't they?
Absolutely. And speaking of small little things, today we are talking about tiny offers. This is a Q&A session where we are going to be answering all of your questions relating to tiny offers, tiny online offers. Tiffany is the expert in this field, and she'll be answering your questions related to selling small things online, small digital things online. So if you have any questions around that, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Drop them here, whether you're watching with us live or you're watching a replay of this video. We check the comments frequently and we will answer them whenever you drop them. So do let us know if you've got any questions, whether it's relating to what you are creating, how to create it, how to market it, all of those good things. So excited to dig into some of the questions that we have got lined up for this live session.
Yeah, we're also going to be touching on your masterclass, isn't it? The defining your why. So this month we had two masterclasses in the academy. So the live Q&A is to answer questions about those masterclasses, but also open to any other questions that come up in your online marketing journey and your online confidence journey. So feel free to write in the comments and we will definitely be answering those as well.
Yes, absolutely. So shall we kick this off? First of all, let's do a brief introduction. If there's anybody watching this for the first time, they've just stumbled across this video and they don't know us at all. Let's do a very quick introduction. So my name is Abigail. I am a content creator, an educator and consultant, and I help women over 40 align their online presence with their in real life identity, so that they can create meaningful content that aligns with their values and makes an impact in the world. And I'm one half of the CAF-Innate Academy. Tiffany is the other half. Actually, I should point in that direction.
No, I'm the well, on my screen, yeah. I'm the other side.
Oh, okay. You go then, Tiffany, your turn.
So confusing. Well, I'm Tiffany K. Baruso, and I help women entrepreneurs with their online marketing. I'm an online marketing strategist, and I create the processes and systems behind your business so that everything works in the background. So you can just show up confidently online and then be comfortable and confident that your business is working with all the right systems. So I do that on a one-to-one basis, but also, as Abigail said, I'm the other half of CAF-Innate Academy, helping women over 40 with their online confidence and their businesses.
Yes, absolutely. So you can see that our skill sets are diverse but complementary, and the CAF-Innate Academy is really the Venn diagram overlap between our individual businesses. We've come together, we've pooled all our skills, and it's all to help women over 40 become more confident online. So if that is you, please make sure you subscribe to this channel, because we've got lots of incredible videos coming your way that is going to help you sell more online, show up more online, automate more online, and just generally become more confident online. So make sure that you are subscribed to our channel and hit that notification bell so that you get notified when we do live sessions like this, so that you can have your cues answered by us, and as well whenever we post a video. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Rightio, shall we jump right into the questions then?
We shall. Should we tackle defining your why first?
Okay, so that's the bigger, it's the meatier, kind of bigger philosophical question, and then we can get down to tactical.
Exactly. I think it's somewhere thing that you need to tackle first before you create the tiny offer. So Defining your why, super important for your business, isn't it, Abby? What is it? What is your why?
Yeah. So the why, I feel like it's such a generic term and a concept made popular by Simon Sinek. Start with why, because of his book, Start with Why. If you have not read that book, I highly recommend that you do. And it really speaks about this drawing the attention away from what you sell as an individual, as a business owner, like the physical product, and turning the attention to why you do what you do. And the reason we're doing that, or the reason why this is important, that we turn our focus to the why of our online business or whatever business it is that you're running, is so that you can find that point of connection with the people that you are selling to, the community that you are in the process of growing. And it all comes down to shared values. You know, when you do think about what your why is, what is your purpose, you know, what's that thing that lights you up and gets you out of bed and has you rearing to go? What is that energy force in you that makes you want to do what you do? And recognizing that thing, that gift, that calling that you have positively impacts others. Like you have this feeling, this calling, this need to express this thing that is inside of you in a way that fulfills you because you are expressing yourself and positively impacts others. And so that's for me how I define my why. And it really it humanizes commerce. It humanizes, you know, products. It humanizes brands. And that's I do a lot of work in the personal brand space, and it really is about bringing the human factor, the human element into this interaction that you are having with your future clients. So it's not just about the sale. It's not just about them being able to use the doodad that you've sold them. It's why is that so valuable? What's the meaning behind it? Like, how do they, you know, what do they get out of it?
Yeah, I mean, if you are coming from that point of view, you know, that you're coming from a deeper sense really about your why as opposed to just selling your product.
Yeah.
People on the other side will also pick that up, won't they? They will pick up that energy. So as opposed to just being focused on shoving products down people's throats, you know,
Absolutely.
You're coming from a much more human point of view, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll sense the sincerity that you genuinely want them to do better. You genuinely want to make their life easier. You genuinely want to help them in some way. And the transaction is merely the gateway to allowing that to happen. Whereas a brand or a business that is without a why, it's all about the transaction. Like, just sell more, and I don't care what impact it has on you, on the world, on anybody else, as long as my bank account increases. That's their only why, and that's not a why. That is merely an existence. You know, they're not living; they're just existing, and they don't. That's not a business backed by a why.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be generalizing, but the cold sell, the hard sell, that is quite a masculine kind of approach previously. It's changing a lot now, and the more human-centric, the more emotional is much more feminine, isn't it? So it's a different kind of selling system. I would say selling system, but it's much deeper than that. And realizing we are selling to people and they are having their own issues and their own journeys through life, and it's creating the content with your products and services that can help them throughout their journey.
Yeah, it's relationship building, it's connection with other human beings. It's recognizing that those, you know, digits on the screen and that whatever format it shows up as, there's a living, breathing human being with feelings behind all of those zeros and ones, you know, behind the static monitor. So absolutely. Yeah, it's human to human connection.
Love that. Hi, we've got Anjana Lala joining us. Hi, how are you doing?
Good to have you here. Let us know if you've got any questions or comments or anything relating to what comes up here.
Perfect. Right, that leads on to the next question, and that is, why is defining my why so important?
Yeah. So the way I see it, where I come from with in relation to this, the why it's so important is that having a clearly defined why keeps you on track. It's essentially your compass. It is your anchor. It is your essence that you've always got something that is within you to refer back to, because it is easy, and I am proof of this. It is easy to go off track. It is easy to have shiny object syndrome and get swept away by latest trends, or things that you see other people doing and be like, oh yes, I must go do that. Well, everybody is starting a podcast, I need to go and start a podcast. Everybody is writing a book, I need to go write a book. Everybody, everyone's on TikTok, I must go onto TikTok. It's easy to get swept up by popular trends and what you see other people doing, but that's not to say that it's right for you. And having a clearly defined why gives you a point of reflection, gives you a standard against which to measure everything, every decision that you take, and every action, and every product you offer. Because you could create, and we're going to get into product offerings, you could create anything under the sun. Like literally, there is so much that is possible, and with technology, it's very easy, the barrier to entry. But just because you can doesn't mean you should. That phrase right there has led me down a journey, and I wouldn't be where I am now had I not paid attention to that phrase. And it came up specifically back when I was a wedding photographer, and I started feeling something's off, something's not right for me anymore. I've fallen out of love with this, service that I was offering. And it was because of this deep introspective work that I was doing that I realized, I'm out of alignment somewhere. And when I started making that very big decision to no longer offer wedding photography and go specifically focus on women's portrait work at the time, people kept saying, but you're so good at wedding photography. Why are you giving it up? And the phrase was, just because I can doesn't mean I should. I just knew there was something in me that was saying, it's time to pivot, it's time to move, it's time to focus. And so that is it. That's what a why does. It's your little sensor telling you when you've gone off track, or when you need to pivot, or when something is right for you. Maybe it's a collaboration, a partnership. Our partnership that we have for the CAF-Innate Academy is because we both have a why, and our whys overlapped. Absolutely. We had that Venn diagram of overlapping whys. And if neither of us had a why, we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation right now.
Absolutely. I mean, it also, knowing your why, which could change, it can change, yes. But also being a business owner, especially a solo entrepreneur, and you're on your own, it helps you get through the tough times. When you feel that nothing's working, that, whatever you're putting out there is not reaching the right people, it keeps you focused, and it keeps you plodding along, because success can be just around the corner. But if you don't keep going, you will never get there. So for me, having my why, which I will share, is I want to have this whole remote working lifestyle. I want to have work in the mornings and have time in the afternoons with my kids. I can go away on the weekends. That's my why. That pulls me through the really tough times, and it's very, very powerful. But it takes time to get clarity on your why. Yeah, I know when I first started business, I had an idea which was similar to what my why is now, but it wasn't clear. It wasn't, so I had to go through a process to get to where I am now. And I know probably in 3 to 5, maybe more years, it will change again, but that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to hear, if you are watching this live, what is your why? Do you have a why? Are you clear on what your why is? And let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear. I can say, hi, Stephanie. Good to see you. Wow, it's been years since I've connected with you. Took photos for Stephanie years and years and years ago.
Lovely.
You're now in Mauritius. You moved to Mauritius, I think. Lovely.
Wow, beautiful.
Yes. And Yana says, keeps you grounded, keeps you real. Absolutely. It so does. It so does. It keeps you grounded. Your head can go off into the clouds. And also success, defining what success means for you, the pursuit of your why or the expression of your why, as opposed to following mass cultural definitions of success. Your why keeps you on track and keeps you humble, keeps you focused on what's important for you.
Absolutely. But what happens if you don't know your why? I mean, when I first started, I wasn't 100% clear. So how do I even start? How do I, get going on this?
So I'll share the experience that I went through. And for me, I felt that it's like, but it sounds like such a wishy-washy thing. Like, okay, so then you have a why, and like, is it really that important? And I remember not understanding the significance of it when I didn't have it. But now that I've got it, it is profound, right? So it's a feeling, it's a sense of that feeling of there's a distinction between not knowing it and knowing it. And my experience of it was feeling a bit lost. Like, so you likely is like, you're not really sure about what you're doing, why you're doing it. You're trying many different things. You're all over the place. You change tack every couple of months. You're this, then you're that. And there's no golden thread. Now that's important, because your evolution can take you in many directions, but your why is there somewhere if you're prepared to look out for it. And generally, it's going to be a golden thread that connects all the things that light you up, the things that you enjoy doing, the things that you're willing to get out of bed early for or stay up late for. Your why does exist, but you need to be looking out for it. You need to be alert for it and be patient and trust that it is going to come to you. Of course, there are exercises that you can do, which I share in the masterclass, to help you along on that process. But before I even knew that I was kind of figuring out my why, what I did, I kept questioning. I literally would, like, if I'm driving along in the car and I stop at a traffic light or a stop street, I'd be like, why do I do what I do? Why do I do what I do? Why do I do what I do? And like a crazy person in my head, I just like, why am I doing what I'm doing? And yes, we have to pay bills, but beyond that, why do I do what I do? Why do I enjoy it so much? What about it do I enjoy so much? Which are the scenarios that make me so happy? Like the clients that I really enjoy working, what about them makes them great clients? And so it's this curiosity. Oh, sorry, Siri is back in. It's this curiosity and this continual investigation in your own mind of, why do I do what I do? Your conscious mind, your subconscious mind knows. It is there. The answer is there. I promise you, it really is. And it's just a case of continually knocking on that door of like, hello, why do I do what I do? Why do I do what I do? But I do have some exercises, some practical exercises, but that's the foundational. I found that that's what worked for me. What works for me may not work for you, but I'd love to hear what does work for you if you found yours. Yeah.
Stephanie says that she's busy reframing and reworking it at the moment because it's not very clear right now. But that's okay. It is a messy process, and it can be frustrating, and I am extremely impatient. So But when you least think of it,
yes,
it comes as a light bulb moment.
Yes. So while you're thinking of it, ask the question. And then invariably, because this is the way our brains physically work, when you're not thinking about it, the answer will come. So it's like when you're showering, when you're driving, when you're like the most inopportune times that you can't take down notes, that's when the answer will come. It'll be a light bulb moment. And then you just got to remember it and get your pen or get your phone. And also piece together, like I pieced it. It's a never ending journey. So it's not a point, it's not a destination that, okay, cool, I can tick that off now, because it's an evolution. And it continually evolves and refines, and little by little you chip away at it. So the one idea you get today will not be the final idea. It will not be the final version. It is continually changing. So don't expect, and I think that's where a lot of the resistance comes in, is that, oh, it must just be fully formed straight out the gates. It must just be perfectly grammatically perfect. It must be, you know, all the concepts and everything of how you articulate it must be in alignment. No, it is messy, as Tiffany said. It is messy. Expect it to be messy, and expect it to be a very slow puzzle. You know, when you've got I've been doing a lot of puzzles lately, and you've got a 2,000 piece puzzle. It's a slow process, one little piece at a time that doesn't look as if it's making any kind of impact whatsoever in the bigger picture. But that little piece makes space for another little piece. But that other piece couldn't take its spot until the first piece was there. So it has to happen like that. And it teaches us patience and introspection. And it's a beautiful journey. It's beautiful.
Beautiful and frustrating.
Beautiful and frustrating.
And
yeah.
Jana says it is frustrating is an understatement.
Yes, it is. It is. The human condition is a frustrating process in and of itself.
We've also got Carol Ann here. Hi, nice to see you. Well,
hi, Carol.
Read your message.
Yes.
And she's found a really good quote. Find something you're willing. Oh, now my messages are covering that. Hang on a second. Find something you're willing to die for, then live for it. Oh, that's very powerful, isn't it?
Got goosebumps. Wow. That's incredible. Thank you. Sheesh. Yeah. Fabulous.
Yeah. And Jana is, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. You're revisiting your why because you're swayed by shiny objects. Yeah, Abigail is very much like that.
I'm a shiny object sufferer. SOS.
Shiny objects. Lovely. I feel like my why was not valid. I was trying to follow too many people, be like other popular, lost my why. It is just so crowded in the online space. And we actually have tried to go against the grain. And I don't know if you've watched the latest, I think it was the latest live that we did, Abby, where we spoke about quitting social media, 2 ago, quitting social media. Very scary because everybody else is on social media, or some of the people that we follow are also on social media, and we just felt it didn't align with our whys. Yep. And so we decided to just focus on YouTube because we just feel there's lots of reasons you can watch the video, but so far I must say it's going. I feel so much lighter. I feel so much.
I'm getting so much more done, and oh my goodness, like just the ideas and new income streams and all the things, because my energy is not being taken up by social media, which is not triggering comparisonitis, which it then blocks me and then I must be like somebody else. No, tap into your own why, and then the ideas and the inspiration and the opportunities show up. She's so powerful. Alrighty.
Let's do another question. What about this one? What are some of my why examples? So I shared mine. What is yours, Abby? Do you want to share?
Yes. So my why is centered around explore, expand, and express. So exploring self-identity, expanding knowledge, and expressing creativity. I do this. My why is for me as well as for the women that I work with. And because I believe that especially women over 40, we have a place in this world. We have lived experience. We have knowledge, insight, creativity that needs to be expressed and needs to be shared. And we are the connectors. We are the community holders. And with our lived experience, we've got so much to share, and the world really needs more feminine input, influence, and impact. And the women over 40, we are it. We are the leaders who can, I believe, literally change the way the world is evolving. And these days, the digital space is having a huge impact on the way society runs, on the way society exists. And so if there was more positive influence, more positive, intentional, insightful content in the online space from women like us who are part of the impact economy, part of the creative economy, we would, as a collective, make the world a better place. So yeah, that's my way.
Oh, that's powerful, Abby. You're very passionate about this.
I really am.
Love it, love it. But you're speaking from the heart. You can feel that it's coming from the heart. And a lot of women feel the same, just don't know how to do that.
Yeah. And it takes practice to be able to articulate it. And it's not like this is word for word, I've learned it. It's just concepts that roll around in my head constantly. And so I speak and the words kind of just come out because it's so inherent in my essence, my identity. It's part of who I am. And so it's like I don't really have control over what comes out my mouth, but it's like breathing. You don't think about the carbon dioxide that's coming out after you've breathed it in. So I've breathed in my why, and this is how I express it. And I express it through words. For me personally, I particularly express it through visual content, photos and videos. And yeah, so it's not a rehearsed thing. It's just a lived thing. It's a knowing thing. It is a personal thing. It is a personal philosophy.
Beautiful. Well, Carol Ann asks, I'm actually going to get the question up here. Carol Ann asks, is your why the same as your vision or your mission for yourself or your business?
Yeah. So I would put it into the former. So it's closer related to your vision. It is tying your personal reason for existence, understanding the collection of all of your gifts and talents and experiences that you've been gifted with, and using that to help others, which is essentially the impact that you want to have in the world. That's your vision. So it's the tying of understanding who you are as an individual with the impact that you can have on others. So it's closer to your vision. Your mission is closely tied, but is more on a tactical level. How will you do that? So it comes down to, as an example, my mission is to help women become more visibly confident online through photos and videos. So it's more tactical, whereas the vision is more the philosophical, purpose aligned.
Yeah, no, that feels right. I mean, but on a practical note, what Carol Ann was saying, also the vision and mission, you sometimes see on websites people actually putting it there. Is that what we're supposed to do, or is it, I don't know. How would you do that?
You can very much put it there. I've often looked at other people's websites, visions and missions, and sense a lack. The essence is not there. It's there as a tick box exercise, just so that it's there. It's been slapped on there, but there's no real heart and soul in it. I do have my why, but I don't have it under a heading of like my vision and my mission. It's on my about page. It's part of my story. So I'm all about, as a personal brand person, consultant, it's all about your personal story. And so weaving your why into your personal story, that's how you can, how I would advise my clients to put it on.
Awesome. Super. Does anybody else have any more questions? Please put it in the comment section and we can address it. Carol Ann says, thank you, got it. And Jana says, my why was express energy and power.
Ooh, love that. Nice.
Beautiful.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
If nobody has any more questions on your why, because we've got 2 masterclasses, we have to try and fit it in, which we don't. This live Q&A doesn't run too long because we could discuss my why for quite a while. Let's move on to
creating your tiny offers.
Your tiny offer, yeah.
Right. So do you want to explain what a tiny offer is, first of all?
Right. So we are in the online space, or some people are not, but they're using online as one of their places to show up. And we've got products, be it a service that you're offering, a one-to-one service, or a digital product, or coaching service, something like that. Those are the bigger products that you would sell. A tiny offer is what the name implies, much, much smaller. So it's kind of it's a small product with a small price tag, but with quite a big value attached to it. And we generally have this dream, which we've seen so many people do, is to have this passive income. So I'm saying passive there because it is not passive, it's a lot of work, but it's a way of creating an income stream that's more of a constant, a little cash flow going on, and you build on that. So you have various different income streams. So you have your big products, which your services, or your course, your big course, and then you have your tiny offers, which could be an introductory part of your bigger course, or it's a taster of your process. If you are a yoga instructor, for example, and you have one-to-one classes or online classes, but people don't want to commit to that initially, they want to see what it's like to be as your student, they could purchase a little bundle of classes targeting a certain part of your body and something like that. And that will be a small price tag that they can then implement at home, and then they get comfortable with you, and then they are more inclined to buy the bigger product from you. So it's kind of a part of your funnel. So you want people to come in sometimes on your freebies, sometimes on these tiny offers, to eventually lead them to your bigger products. The reason why I'm introducing tiny offers is that we have all heard this, that you need freebies, you need free resources to build your email list so that you can eventually sell to. What happens is that people get onto this freebie hunt, and they only go for freebies. They will never actually buy anything.
Right.
So they are not mentally in the right frame of mind to actually part with their money, which is part of a transaction. So what you want to do is actually build your list with people that are already willing to buy something. Even if it's a small product, could be $7. I'm saying dollars, but that's, whatever it could be. $7, $27, that's small. They are more inclined to part with that, but they already are willing to, okay, I'm going to get value from her, so I'm going to give them some money. So they already understand that they're paying for some value. So when they have gone through that, they are definitely more willing to buy the bigger product from you.
Okay. And you mentioned that and I loved the masterclass, by the way. I am so damn impressed with the planner. Oh my goodness. Tiffany has created this entire planner to help you map it all out, and there's drop-down menus, and it's pretty, it's nicely colored, it's all incredible. So I was like, oh, that's so exciting. I'm excited to create mine.
Shiny object, Abigail.
Yeah,
but it works.
And it's part of the puzzle. It's at least the same puzzle. It's not some other random puzzle. It is all part of the same puzzle.
Yeah.
But so you gave some examples that it might be like a smaller part or one part of a course. What are some other examples of what a tiny offer might be?
Sure. Okay, if you are a designer, you could create some templates. So social media templates are always winners in a sense, that because people always need that. And some business owners aren't creative. They are, well, in that sense, okay? So they are creative in other aspects, but they're not designers. And so it's difficult for them to get the graphics right. So if you could sell for $7 a package of templates, would be amazing. I'm just trying to find some other examples. So if you are an interior decorator and you don't have an online product as such, but you do obviously one-on-one, you could offer a small little training on how to visualize your room. I don't know, something practical that would be of value of your potential client, that would then maybe understand your process better. And they then go through the whole process and they realize that you are the expert in your field, but you must give them things that they can actually implement and get some wins doing this process.
Yeah. Do they all have to be educational products?
No, like I say, templates, that's not educational. That's just rinse and repeat. And the nice thing about Tiny Offer, it can be a rinse and repeat kind of thing. I mean, you could, if you're doing templates, you could be doing one particular style, and then you could do a different one. And that can just be sold over and over and over again.
Yeah, I have to say, having implemented, what you taught in the masterclass this week, I have introduced a brand new income stream that didn't exist last week. And it was because of your masterclass, I was thinking, well, what am I good at that isn't a course? Because I do a lot of courses, obviously, with the masterclass, with the academy. But what am I good at? And I was like, okay, so photos and videos, I'm good at that. Now I'm selling photos as a result of your Tiny Offer masterclass.
Yay.
Like, it didn't exist literally this time yesterday. It now exists. And I'm going through, I was saying to my husband, every time we go away, I'm going through all my old hard drives of just these beautiful landscapes that we've taken, that we just take and never do anything with. And now there's a potential income stream and I've got a whole resource of images that I can go through over the years and use. And it was, sparked from your masterclass.
Yeah,
so thank you for that.
I'm so happy for you. Another option, as I was just thinking when you were talking, is live workshops, because you're extremely good at what you do. And I always say to you, Abigail, you should be doing some more live workshops and things like that. Live workshop is a tiny offer. Instead of giving them for free, it's your expertise that people are going to pay for. And actually, people will show up more if they have paid for something than if they're just doing it free sign up. Yes. People sign up for free, I don't know how many things, and then they don't pitch up.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and Janis says, I have a block to create an offer people would buy. How do you make your offer effective, I suppose?
I'm assuming that, so if you have an offer, how do you make it so that people perceive that it's got a value? I actually walk you through that in the masterclass we have 8 questions you need to answer about the offer. And then I walk you through how to actually create the combination in your offer. So you have your main offer and you break it down into different features, and each of those features has a value. And it's important that you communicate this value so people understand, okay, they might be only paying $27 for all of this, but each of these elements is valuable, and you need to tell people that. Don't be shy. When I working with clients and speaking to people are so closed in charging their worth, which is a whole nother topic which we should address. And I've been through that journey. When I first started working for myself, I was seriously undercharged what I was doing, just because I was starting and I needed the momentum, but you just burn out. And so really reflecting on that, but we'll talk about that in much deeper detail some other time. So it's important to do that and add bonuses, add extra things, slap it on. And okay, it's maybe $27, $37, and you feel like it should be a lot more, but that's what's so beautiful about it, because when people receive that and they feel that value, they would like to then work with you or on another scale, because they feel they've already gotten so much from you and so much value, and they appreciate you.
And so she continues there, which is a great question. I am a process person and personalize the process depending on clients' needs. So I really find it difficult to create an offering. That's such a great question. But,
I would like
service orientated person.
I would like to know what you do in a bit more detail so that I can understand what you are selling. I know you're saying it's individual and each client needs. What I offer is completely individual on my client's needs. I do one-on-one. I create online marketing strategies and all the tools that go with it. But it's hugely personalized. I don't have a package. I did, and I didn't feel that fitted. I don't know this word with my why. Yeah. So if you could tell me a little bit more about what you offer, then I could maybe guide you a little bit on that.
Yeah. So while she comes back with that, how many tiny offers should we have? Can we have too many?
Yes. I'm the type of person that I have an idea. Oh, I'm going to do this tiny offer. Yes. Or I'm going to do this offer. Get started. I create the landing page, the thank you page, I record the videos. I do all of that. And then I lose steam. And then I push that aside. So I've created the majority of it, but I don't actually follow through. They now have another idea. And I'll do the same process. But the more I've been doing that, the more I've realized I'm filtering down and I'm not actually completing anything. So from what I've seen and what I have started to implement myself is to have 2 tiny offers. Start with 1, see how that does. Go through the process, through the whole promotion. And by the way, all the masterclasses we're creating in the next year from last month, I think it is, these will all be masterclasses in a roadmap that takes you through the whole process of defining your why, creating your offer, creating the assets that you will need for your offer. Then we go on to the whole process of systems, the emails that need to go with it, all the technical stuff that goes with it, and then also the content that goes with it, with the promotion and all of that. So this whole next year will be focused on doing that whole process. So you need to be focused. Start with 1, test it out. Remember, when we put out an offer, it might not be perfect, and don't let perfectionism stop you. Just put it out there. You can even test it with some people that are your ideal client, even if it's a friend, send it to them, get opinions on it, and then fine tune, but focus on that same offer.
How long should we give it? Is there should it, like you say, for a short while? Is a short while 3 weeks, or is it 3 months? Is it a year? How long do we give it to gather enough information to say this is working, or we need to add another one or change it?
Yeah, and once you've actually launched it, so you've finished it and you've got it out there in the market, I would leave it at least a month of active promotion. Okay, so it's not about just putting on your website and leaving it. No, you will have to push it. You will have to sell it. So if you are actively doing that, after about a month, you will feel if it's working or if it needs to be changed or something else. And don't be embarrassed or shy to actually ask people what they think. What helped me a lot when I was starting out in business is that marketing is a science experiment. Everything we do is an experiment. So detach yourself emotionally with what you create. And extremely creative people, and not so creative people, which I deem as myself, but I am realizing I'm more and more creative, is that you are not your creations. It's separate from you. So try and detach that, because it can feel, you've put so much work and so much effort in, and then it doesn't take off like you want it to. But that's okay. We are experimenting. We are testing a hypothesis. I'm laughing because my son watches a program called The Dinosaur Train, and there's a T-Rex that says, I have a hypothesis. And that's such a lovely lesson to go in, to be in life and seeing it as an experiment and trying all these different things. So the same goes with marketing your business.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Inyana's come back and said, I'm a midlife coach helping women 40 to 55 master modern day midlife. Love that. Okay, so what are some examples then? What would you say she could do as a tiny offer, given that she does one-to-one, client-specific processes?
What comes to mind straight away is a challenge. So some people might not be ready to jump on a one-to-one. they want to work on it alone privately. So you could set up a challenge or an email course. I want to say a course, but it's not actually a course. What I've seen done, and it's been very effective, is that somebody signs up for a challenge and it's all automated. So you've recorded the videos, you have the emails that go out. So once they sign up, that you take them through a series of maybe 3 videos, one a day, where you give them a task to work on, something to work on, to reflect on something, a worksheet, something like that, that they can then actively work on themselves on a specific issue that they're having. And at the end of the challenge, you can invite them for a free 30-minute call or something like that. So you're channeling them in through to, well, that could be a bonus that it's actually, you have a call included into your product, and then you can get them into a conversation.
So it sounds like, so if Anjana has a process that she takes clients through generally on a one-to-one basis, if you can simplify that into a packaged challenge, obviously you can't go as deep and specific as you would if it were a one-to-one, but generally what is your process that you take your clients through, and then package that into a self-paced, do-it-yourself offer.
Absolutely. Yeah, taking what you're already offering, and just breaking it down, maybe taking just a part of that. You can just, absolutely. I don't know if that sounds interesting to you, Anjana.
Yeah, let us know if that helps. Something that it helped me clarify what I could offer was thinking about, okay, so I've got my Siri go away. I have a 12-week or 12-step personal brand process that I mapped out in my own mind that I take my clients through. And I just thought about, like, when they come to me, first off, what's the first thing I would love them to know that helps me get to the point of being able to help them better? So if they know this about themselves and can answer these questions to me, I can then help them better. So then it's a case of getting them to do that work on themselves, so that when they do come to you, they have the answers that would empower you to be able to, provide your offer and your service. And you can also think of it as maybe skimming the surface of all of your steps. If you've got 12 steps or whatever it is, skimming the surface of all of those, that's, you can package into something, or just give them step 1 of your 12-step process and package step 1. So that for me made sense of how to get across. Okay, let us know if that helped. And then, so 2 more questions that we've got here. So I've just mentioned about like a full course that I've offered, but should we create our full course or offer first and then our tiny offer, or create the tiny offer first and then create?
It's kind of like the chicken and the egg. If you are going the course route and you feel that's what you would like to do, I advise that you start off with the tiny offer, because it's less work in actually creating the offer than it is to create a full course. And what happens when people try and create their full course, they start off and they lose steam because it's just too difficult to manage, too much to manage. So starting with the tiny offer, you can get something to market quicker, you can test it out much quicker, and then you can see if there is momentum and that people are going for that. Because if it's not, then you have to fine tune that. However, if you spend all the time doing the full course and then you realize that it's not aligned, it's not really working, and that, remember, it's an experiment, you're going to be making changes, then it will be just a lot more work for you, and it's just a little bit demotivating.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, hope that helps. Okay, and then this is referencing the worksheet that you've got specifically for the masterclass in the academy. You've got a whole bunch of questions there that you make us complete before we go ahead and create, so that we're really thinking it through and we're really bringing out the essence of it. When we're answering those questions, are we thinking about our business as a whole, or are we thinking just specific to the tiny offer that we want to create?
The questions you can actually use for both, but specifically what I walk you through is for the tiny offer.
Okay.
But you can use these questions each time you have an offer. Even if it's a freebie, you can use these questions because they're the same kind of questions that you will need to answer so that you can connect your product with the requirement of your potential client. So it's important that you go through this process, and all these questions are tied in ultimately with your overall business vision, your why, and everything. So
it comes full circle.
Absolutely, it's all connected.
Yeah, and so it kind of drills home the reason as to why you do need to start with why, so that every tiny offer you do create is in alignment, that it's not some kind of left field, completely nonsensical, unrelated offer. It has to make sense, and yeah, that you can cross-check what you're creating. Does it tick the box of my why? Yes. Okay, cool. Go.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about the new tiny offer you've inspired me to create. So thank you so much. Let us know in the chat if you have had value from this conversation. What's been your biggest takeaway? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear. And again, if you've got any specific questions that you want help with, whether it is clarifying your why or clarifying your tiny offer, let us know. And we are putting all of our attention into YouTube. So we are here to answer your questions, and your question may even spark future videos. So let us know. We want to answer your specific questions. So don't be shy. Don't be shy at all. So
yeah, I also wanted to mention, if you are a member of the CAF-Innate Academy, we do have an Ask the Expert section where you can message one of us directly, depending on what help you're needing with whatever. So that's a really you have a direct connection, direct thread,
direct line, straight to us.
Thank you.
Anytime,
straight to us. Not at night.
Yeah,
though.
Yeah.
Answer in the morning.
Yeah. During office hours.
Yeah.
And Yana says it does help, and like the idea of experimental design. Yeah, experiment, see what works. And either way, you're gathering information and you're gathering insight, and you're learning what your clients respond to and what they find useful and what they don't. And if they don't find it useful, that's useful for you to know, so that you don't waste more time or energy doing things that they don't find useful. So yeah, great. Fantastic. And if you are not yet a member of the CAF-Innate Academy and we've piqued your interest and you want to go and watch the 2 masterclasses that we have referenced, the defining your why and the creating your tiny offer, then we have an offer of 1 week free, absolutely free. You don't have to pay for this. You get absolutely free access, so you can watch the masterclasses as long as you do that within your free week. And so just head to CAF-Innate.com/1-week. And not only that, you can see everything else we have in the toolkit, all the incredible content. You can see the roadmaps we've laid out for the coming 12 months and the process we're going to be taking our members through month by month. And we're doing it specifically at this pace because it can get damn overwhelming if you're trying to do everything all at once, and then you land up not doing anything at all. So we have paced it out so that every month you've got one action item to focus on. Yeah. And so by the end of a 12-month period, you will have an entire online ecosystem that is generating clients that you know exactly how to show up, where to show up, what to show up with. And yeah, you're making an impact in the world. So we want to invite you to come along on the journey. And other than that, what else have we got going on?
I think it's worth mentioning our next live events. Here we go. So under CAF-Innate.com/events, you'll find out when our upcoming brew of the month, where we announce each month our new content, as well as the live Q&As that go together with that every single month. And if you are a member, we have our monthly casual coffee chats where we just connect, network, and
set your intentions for the coming month and reflect on all the learnings, the lessons, and the wins of the previous month. So great accountability.
There we
Fantastic. Go. And of course, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do. It costs you nothing. It will give you so much value as we continue our YouTube journey. We are learning YouTube at a rate of knots. And of course, we're going to be providing all the insights and knowledge we gain from this experience. We are experimenting with anti-social media approach to online marketing, which excites me so much. The nonconformist in me is just like wailing. We are loving this anti-social media online presence. So if you're up for digital minimalism and you want to come along on the journey, we welcome you 100%. And it's funny, articulating, activating system of the brain. Now that we are on this anti-social media drive, I'm seeing so much content everywhere just about the benefits of not being on social media, the ways around marketing your online business without social media. If you want to know more, then you can check out our We Quit Social Media live broadcast on our channel. So head on over there, you'll find it there. It's been very popular.
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Well, that was a fantastic chat. I feel my cup is full.
Yeah, me too. Lovely to connect with everybody who was live, but also if you're not live and you're watching the replay, thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, you can always message in the comments, and we do look back at the comments and reply.
Yes. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you in the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Keep well.
Bye.
Bye.